One of the most important pieces ever made in the history of our music is amongst us. Let's keep the applause going. This is one of the real ones. This is one of the real stories. This is the story of a highly spirited man that has impacted, influenced generations of youth from across the world. When you find out his story and how far he came in his journey to get to where he is today, you will be thoroughly inspired. The new documentary is called The Hustle of @617 Mike Biv, premieres tomorrow on the ALLBLK Network.
Yeah!
Listen, Heather, I would love for you to jump in with this as well. When I look at this, man, I see a reflection of myself. We would have went to the same high school, I'm sure, had I grew up in Boston, but I grew up in Oakland. Mm-hmm. And the way he grew up, and you learn about Orchard Park and these projects that he grew up in. It was in Mission Hill? Or
Orchard Park. We filmed in Mission Hill.
You filmed in Mission Hill.
Uh-huh.
And when you learn the story of this young man who had a dream of being a basketball player, or a young man who really found and locked into his talents and was able to excel. He was a local hero. This man had a destiny that was preordained for him, whether it was going to happen through basketball or whether it was going to happen through music. This man was destined to be great. He was destined to change people's lives. You don't believe me? Ask Another Bad Creation. If you don't believe me, ask MC Brains. Wow. If you don't believe me, ask Boys to Men. Ask Boys to Men. How many lives he changed. Ask BBD, ask New Edition. And so seeing him make this documentary, Heather, you and I, we love this guy.
Facts.
We talk about him when he don't have a documentary.
Family.
We speak on his accomplishments when he ain't even here.
Friends.
Because he's important to our lives. He's been in the soundtrack of my life.
Yes.
Since 1983, damn it.
Yes.
30 years ago. Y'all better leave me alone. Wait, is that 30 years ago? 40 years ago. Okay, well, y'all better
stop trying to be.
God damn.
But yo, stay young with it, though.
Yeah,
You
okay.
look good.
Okay,
Stay young. Let's buy 10 years.
Let's buy 10 years.
Let's buy 10.
I'm still here, Mike. I still got my shoulders.
Yo,
come on, man.
Them guns are impeccable. Let it go,
you better
man.
know it, man.
Don't hurt him.
Heather, talk about
510. Let it go.
Let's go, man. You talk about him being a mogul, right?
Because you have to mention that.
Yeah.
Before so many people took on that title, you have to go to Biv. You have to recognize what he did very early in the game, which to me allowed so many of us in hip hop and our peers and whatnot to sort of follow his blueprint.
Yeah.
You know, and when you think about how super duper young everybody was doing that, having this title of mogul, CEO, starting labels, really doing it, it's incredible that he was able to sustain that. But in my opinion, the biggest thing to me about Biv is no matter what circles you go into and you mention his name, every single person will go, that's my guy.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes. You can't buy that. You can't train that. You can't teach that. That is something that comes from the heart.
Yeah.
God bless you, friend.
Yeah, thank
God
you.
bless you.
I heard it goes in your house. Big boy, I love it. Tell Horse I said what's good.
Absolutely.
Michael Bivins is with us, y'all. Big round of applause, man. Mike, man, we could do an intro. We could do a 2-hour-long intro on you.
100%.
I could keep talking.
You know when this was booked, I didn't even look at this like an interview. I'm sorry. I mean, we're all friends and family. And I just feel like friends and family get together for holidays. We're just getting together for a holiday for the doc. Last time I was here, I was with my group, and you was flowering Ronnie with his stuff and Ralph and everything. I just think that sometimes families should get together, make time for each other. So I'm just here to enjoy this studio and follow y'all's lead.
There you go. Michael Bivins is here. Well, since you on that, then cool. Let me drop all my notes here. And you know what, Mike? I got my man Travis from Del Frisco's.
Yes.
One of the top restaurants in the country.
Yes.
I said, Travis, Michael Bivins is coming today. We got to do something special.
A word?
And so my man brought y'all some food to eat. Boston, we are in the building.
Oh, my
Travis,
God.
come in from one of the biggest restaurants. I'm not sure if it's the top building or
Double
the number
Eagle.
2. Number 2, what are y'all in the country right now?
We're #1 grossing sales restaurant in the country in 2019.
You better stop playing with me.
Crazy.
Did you compliment his pocket square and tie though, bro?
Yeah. Look,
He didn't come undressed. He came ready for business.
Yes, man.
It looks good.
What kind of feast did you bring for these kings that came by way of Boston, man? What'd you bring?
We brought them some of our crab cakes. We got
saw
some
that up
spinach, lobster mac and cheese. Threw in some dessert.
Wow.
And then there's something a little extra on the side that you guys can have that a little later.
What a feast, man.
A
Thank you,
little
Trav.
sippy. I got extra for Michael, y'all. Don't think it's y'all food. They sitting over like, that's our food. That's
Cause you'll do that.
He'll leave y'all out, Heather.
What?
He'll go put the napkin on his neck and go hard.
Yeah, like let's go. I did this for y'all.
Mike, we wanted to make it special, man. Travis, thank you for doing this.
That's dope, Trav. Thank you.
Yeah,
And you know the crazy thing, I heard y'all talking. My man from Boston name is Travis too.
Yeah.
So we got 2 Travs in Boston.
Travis is in
And
Boston.
I'm gonna keep it going. This my man Zodiac Fish Grease from Queens.
What up, Joe?
That's my
Yes.
man Rico Anderson from DC, and that's my man Trav from Boston.
Rico look like he up to something, Mike. What's up with Rico, man?
he got his hat cocked. I don't know, maybe because the Commandos won the game the other night. I don't know.
Oh, man.
He
I
a
got one in,
Washington
huh?
fan.
Yeah.
Hey, but let me thank
We got the
Travis.
magic touch now.
Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
that was a big one against the Ravens,
we
though.
got
That
the
was big
magic.
for y'all.
Hey, Travis is leaving. If you ever come to New York,
York.
try out Del Frisco's, man.
Thank you.
Save your money.
Right downstairs,
Thank you,
49th and
Trav.
6.
All right, cool, man. Got y'all some crab cakes. Hey, Mike.
Thank you, Trav.
When I look at this doc, well, man, like growing up in Orchard Park is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it looked like fun. I know the stigma is hard. It's it's challenges but look like y'all have fun as kids.
We did, and the thing about our projects, we had 2 halves. You know what I'm saying? So I lived on the first half. Bobby, Ricky, and Ralph lived on the second. But we met in the gym. And the one thing about OP is that if you wasn't from the project, you had to come get someone to walk you through our project.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It stood its ground. And the OGs in the projects, we would look up to them. They would take care of us as shorties, as you can see in the doc, Griffin, Leroy. And I just had the pleasure of honor of having a lot of big brothers. I only have one sibling, my sister Tanya, a year older. So people I played ball with or moved through the projects with, everyone just took me in as a little brother. And so I always felt like if I was on my side of the project or their side of the project, I was good.
Wow, man. You talk about your sister Tanya. One of the things I noticed is that your whole family is producing. You directed this.
Yes.
You brought everybody on board.
Yes, yeah,
man.
My wife is an executive producer with Fish Grease, Rico's music supervisor. Yvonne is the
Yvonne
producer.
McNair is up in here.
The producer, Brooke Payne. And then for my mother and my sister, I feel like they helped me become who I am. And they don't really like the spotlight. Like my family's not all over social media. My mom don't care about nothing.
Your mom is so gangster.
I had to kind of like bribe her to do the interview, so I put her girlfriends and stuff with her.
I saw that.
Just to make her comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And with my sister, I feel like they've been producing my life and holding me down. And then my kids, I wanted my kids when they got older and they have their kids that they say, this is your granddad, this is our story. And, when we were younger, your grandpa put our name on this doc. So this is a part of our family heritage.
I love that. The other thing that I noticed is that you were raised surrounded by really, really solid black women. Your sister, your mother. I looked at that. I was looking at who was around you
My
as a
aunt.
kid. Your aunt, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Talk about that, man. How you think that shaped and molded you to who you are today?
Well, when I go to dinner, I got 5 in my crib, my aunt, my mom, my sister. I'm usually the only guy at a table and my cousin and mate with a table of 9 women. So I have a tendency to be protective of them. But what I also learned about women is they help you become a better man.
Okay.
And so this is interesting, bro. Heather, when I did the doc, what I said to everybody is I want all women to be the interviewers. There's no male interviewer. I just pulled footage that I've done with Stephen Hill, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But like Heather, she's doing the interview. Big Les, you know, Yvonne. I was like, I wanted the black men to see how powerful a woman speaks to you, how she pulls an answer out of you, how she moves the room. So in my doc, it's nothing but female interviewers.
No, Heather, you want to speak to that?
Well, first of all, I was honored. I mean, let's just start there. And I think it's going back to kind of what Drummer was saying about work and doing work. I was blessed to sit down with Mike and Bobby and Ron and Rick for Sirius XM Fly. And I was just talking to them. We were just having a conversation. And Mike had hit me sometime later and was like, you know, it was the conversation that you had with us. I'd been paying attention to you, and the conversation you had with us, that kind of just, I saw something, and I wanted to bring women in anyway. I've been working on this idea. And I was like, my gosh, you know, you just come in your natural state and you're doing what you love to do, and you're just being honest and truthful and hoping the exchange is the same.
Yeah.
And I was honored to do it. But what I would ask you, Mike, is that I knew how long you'd been working on this from the time you called me, you know, and where it is now, and to see how beautiful it is and all the work that put in it. At any point, did you get frustrated? And if so, can you speak to some of the folks out there right now who may be trying to write their book, tell their story, put a company together, you know?
Did I get frustrated, y'all?
No,
yeah.
What was that like?
Oh my God!
Because it's been years, right? A couple years, yeah.
It started after The Black Godfather. I say this story all the time. I saw that on Netflix. Clarence was in my building with my godfather Gerald, and I just wanted to be in that doc. My feelings was hurt. I couldn't get one question, and I seen a lot of other people who didn't work at Motown get in it, and it just bothered me because I was the young gun soaking up Clarence, R.I.P., soaking up Gerald. Both are gone, and I just felt like I have stories nobody got. And so I said, well, that was so inspiring. I see myself kind of like Clarence. I'm just going to go do my own thing. Hire the camera crew, bad audio. But we got some really good emotional footage out of that first day in July 2018. That's right. Then we got better and got a better crew. And we kept moving and moving and moving. And then I realized that I didn't have a blueprint to the doc. I'm just filming. Yo, can I interview you? Can I interview you? And so once I got there, I couldn't even put a synopsis together to go to network at the time because I didn't have it mapped out. Then I got all this old archive footage. So I said, you know what, let me just take my time. And then boom, Bobby came out, A&E. I'm like, damn. You know, then somebody else came. I'm like, damn, I'm moving slow. And Fish is like, no, calm down, bro. When it's your time, it's your time. Then we started getting better.
Fish, that was good advice.
That's beautiful advice.
You know, we started getting better. So I'm in the editing room. I'm sending you clips, yo, what you think? You're like, okay, I watch it after Sunday dinner. You know,
she put you on hold too, huh, Mike? Yeah. I know what that's like.
I'm cooking. I saw the text, so I'm trying to engage people that are part of it, so you can see your contribution, right, bro? And then I realized I got something. Forget trying to write something. Just tell it as it is. So I went in chronological order of my life.
Yeah.
From 68, the New Edition, BBD, Bib 10, boom, 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 my wife, my kids. And then I realized I could go from 68 all the way up to 2022. And then I said, you know what? We're here. And then I said, guess what? Let's get our Curtis Mayfield on. And we started working on the soundtrack too.
That's right. Wow.
Got the soundtrack?
Oh no, listen, bro. Honestly, this to me might be the best album I put together because I put those other albums together just young and not knowing.
When you say
to me, because I'm scoring.
Okay.
The rest of the records were just written, not necessarily about the artist. They're just singing a hit record. But these songs pertain to the story.
Yeah.
So it's like Curtis Mayfield scoring Superfly.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Do. That's why when you watch the doc, I'm driving, I'm trying to get my Curtis on. I'm on my Superfly. I
saw that.
And I'm like, you know what? This is when movies was movies. So that's why it took so long. We had to do the doc right. and we had to do the soundtrack, right? So
Yeah.
that took 5 years.
Yeah, and I'm always curious about mindset when you just feel like things you're on hold. Everything is hurry up and wait. How do you stay, focused and gung ho about it? Because it's easy to get discouraged and deterred.
Well, another thing too, right? I didn't really think, and being very truthful, I didn't think a network was gonna understand the story I want to tell.
Really?
They wanted me to tell them about how me and this one in the group get down and our problem. Like, money, I'm tired of that story.
Yeah.
That story's on BET. What I want to tell you is about my love for ball, how God redirected me to music, how I hooked up with Eric B. and Run DMC and Jam Master Jay and EPMD, and I moved through hip-hop, Nas, how I helped bring fashion, how I helped bring celebrity basketball game to the game, how I found talented kids and gave them an opportunity, how I went from an artist to executive, learned the flip side of the business, how I went back to Boston, stayed there, never left, go back all the time in the airport and say, what can I do for my city? Now I got a public park with my name on.
Come on, man.
Right?
Come on.
I didn't think they thought that was going to be a story because I don't know if they wanted it to be strung out.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they wanted me to tell them, I was dead broke and I'm knocking on doors looking for a meal, which people go through, but I didn't have that story. I didn't pull up on someone and put a gad up on them and said, run it. I don't know that story. I know cats that do that, but I ain't in that, right? My story is something that's uplifting. A kid that ended up in something that he didn't really understand, but learned his way and ended up with 2 stars on the Hollywood Boulevard.
Let's go.
His name is Michael Bivins, y'all. His name is Michael Bivins. Biv 10. His name is Michael Bivins. You know you did something big when grown men show up to work and they wear T-shirts of your merch. I don't know if you know this DB, but man, he got on a BB. Yo, how you know?
That's the tour shirt, but I knew he was right when I was in the hallway and I was listening to the music. So he was
You heard
already,
above the rim.
Come on, I heard you, bro.
There's something I wanted to ask you, too, because I'm a big fan of Eddie Murphy, and he did the film Metro in 1997, and there was a lot of new edition music in there. The remix to You Don't Have to Worry with Missy, which I love, and then the movie ended with Feel So Good to Be Back.
Right.
How did you guys get so involved in that soundtrack?
Well, we didn't, but if you notice, do you know where the Any Heartbreak video was shot at?
In the islands?
No, Eddie Murphy's house.
That was Eddie Murphy's house? It looked like an island.
No, any Heartbreak video, not Still in Love, Any Heartbreak when we on the mopeds.
Yeah.
Heavy D's in the video. Yeah. That's Eddie Murphy's house. Do you know who the director was?
Nah.
Malcolm Jamal Warner. What? So Eddie has been around us for years. So we used to go over his house and shoot pool. And he would just talk to us and he just always would tell us, yo, man, it don't matter how many records y'all pull out. Long as y'all keep packing them in, that's how y'all gonna win. That was his advice. So him putting stuff in the movie is just him being a fan. Wow. And always like a consultant to the wisdom. Because he would come to the show and sit right on the side of the stage. Eddie was like a big fan. Him and Johnny would make sure he's straight, and we go up to the house, and one day he opened his doors and said, shoot the video here. That way I could see it go down. So shouts to Eddie.
Eddie Murphy. Y'all didn't record no music? He was singing back then.
No. Eddie's house was good for Saturday night boxing. Keenan and Dwayne Wayman and Arsenio. Like, that was the house you go over Saturday around. LA time would be 6, which is 9 East Coast, and you eat and sit in the living room. And man, he had the chef, everything, man. He was fly.
You could just show up, or did you have to text Eddie?
Well, you had to come through the gate.
Okay.
I'm saying, bro, like that whole Mulholland stuff, that whole drive.
Yeah.
And, tell him it's such and such here to do. Okay, come down. And then Denzel's house is over there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going over to these two.
You would just go up to Denzel's house and
No, he was building his house.
Okay.
But, I knew D, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. They all kind of had their big houses beside each other, and it was inspiring. So the answer to your question, we didn't have nothing to do with it.
See, this is why when you say Clarence Avant, this is why you're like that, because you tell a story of introducing, you brought Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Michael Bivins together.
Mike.
And Project Mike.
Say
Project Mike. And it was all your plot.
Yo, man, I just used my relationship, bro. Man, I met Mike at the what's that East Rutherford Arena, right?
Yeah, back when it was Brendanburn Arena.
There you go. See, that's that jersey. Help me out there, see, right? So I'm sitting half court, right, bro? I'm at the table where the the newspaper people be.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the game, and he looked at me. He said, "I got something for you." Went in down, boof, and came down. You like that? I ain't know Mike from nothing. He just did a dunk for me during the live game, right?
Oh, really? That was in a live game?
Dig, he's playing the Nets, man. Right? I ain't know Mike from nowhere. And I'm like, oh, snap. So after the game, he sends somebody to come get me. I go in the hallway, and he said, take my number. I took Mike's number. I went back to Boston. I'm living with my mom. I'm in there having a sip with my man Tony, and I'm feeling myself. And I'm about to call Mike. Call him on the phone. This one I called him on the do. Yeah. Called him. Yo, what up, Mike? What's up, Mike Bivins? He's in the car phone. I said, how you doing, man? I'm just calling to say hi. He said, what's your size? I said, well, I think I didn't probably was small. I said, I'm a small. What's your sneaker size? Size 8. 2 days later, I had the ones and the all-white sweatsuit. And I threw it up in the house, and I'm jumping around, and, I'm feeling myself. And then we do All-Star Weekend, and if he's talking to press, he would always call me over. What up, little man? And we're talking. Man, I'm souped. I got Michael Jordan, my man.
Michael Jordan, yo.
So when he was filming the commercial, I said, ABC, I need to look like a boss. I just walked down there, boom, boom, boom. Yo, Mike, who is it? It's Mike Bivins. Can't you see we playing cards? I'm like, no, Mike, the door is shut. So I go, he said, give me a minute. And then the dude opened the door. He's doing this. They playing at the table. I said, man, let's go meet ABC. He said, come back in 15. I leave, bro. I'm back 14:30, 14:31, 14:36. And then in the doc, you see it. I walk him up there. I ask him about Mike. He didn't meet Mike. I cut a deal with the photographer. And I got this beautiful picture I had in my house for years of me standing in the middle. I'm hitting him with the B-boy. I got Jordan to the left, Mike to my right. Now here's the moral of the story. All this time, I thought I was going to the league. At least that was my aspiration. Mm-hmm. Then, Bob and Rick and Ralph helped me dance, and, Ron helped me with my cadence. Then I went to the right. I went into music. And then Boyz II Men happened, ABC. So I'm at the height of my life, height of my career. Everything is beautiful. And I felt like that day God wanted to step in. Yeah. He wanted to say there's something about what you're doing and something about that I helped you do. And now that you've been following my footstep, here's a picture. I'm going to put the greatest in music and the greatest in basketball, and I'm going to put your two loves together and piece you in the middle.
It's amazing. Wow. Michael Bivins is his name.
My goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Tracy?
I know, right? I'm like, damn.
Good luck, Tracy.
I'll take all the luck I can get. But you know what? I want to pedal backwards a bit from when you were sharing, an artist that now is flipping into an executive. Because oftentimes when you're a kid, you can spot natural talent. You can experiment with your voice and be like, oh my gosh, I'm 5. I know that I can sing, You can find out through playing in the playground, oh snap, I'm very athletic, and then folks can invest in that. But it's rare that as a child you can see, I can become an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? That you have business acumen. Can you speak about how easy or not so easy that side of the game came to you? Maybe mention some of those who helped to shape you.
Well, I might mention some names you might not be aware of, but my first business lesson was by Norby Walters.
Who's that? Break that down. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Norby had the slick hair dude, controlled all of the talent that did the concerts, and every agent worked under Norby. Norby talked like this, Long Island type guy.
Yeah.
So being around him, he took to me and he helped me understand the other side of the business. Now, granted, I'm 14. I'm listening to how things really go, and I'm listening on how you talk to Norby and what you listen to what Norby says and how you follow the rules. So for me, I learned business in how you go about things in a calming way, how you go about moving people along and helping things get to where you gotta go, and learning from the forefathers on the rules to do, the rules not to do, and what to look out for. So I'm 14, 15 trying to make sense of all of this. Then I go to Gerald and I find myself sponging stuff. And then one day you just look in the mirror and you say, you know what? In this problem that I have, where did I hear this before? You see what I'm saying? And I got so many things to pull from. I done been on the Long Island side of life. I done been on the South Central side of life. And I'm on the Orchard Park side of life. So for me, I was in some rooms and situations that I know people would have peed in their pants. You understand what I'm saying? And so even in my doc, I didn't even want to touch all of that because I know people wouldn't have probably believed it. You understand what I'm saying?
What's an example?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell it now either. But just being in those situations and trying to protect my group, look at it this way. No lawyer got us out of stuff. No manager got us out of stuff. A 15-year-old got us out of stuff.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So the meetings that needed to be had and to say, can we walk our way? Can we settle our differences? Can we do this and do that? Nobody did that. I took that responsibility. All the way to Steve Rifkin's father, Julie. Very honorable guy. One line answer. This is the call. This is the deal. And that's that. There's no conversation. So just moving and all of that, it gives you a texture that you just know how to move. So anybody young making it up, it's just good to kind of get up under somebody. Don't try to be like them, but just take some vital jewels that you can hold on to and just know how to use them. Basically, that's it.
Michael Bivins is his name. Come on, man. I know we got to wrap, but real quick, you do something really amazing with the Boys Club in Boston. Can you speak to that?
I do something with the Roxbury Y, Orchard Park Neighborhood Center. The Boys Club has been there when I was younger.
Yeah.
I'm not in there as much, but what we do in the city is we do all of the community centers.
Yeah.
We try to do a bouncy barbecue day this past July, but due to the city and different events going on, we couldn't do it. But my thing is, like what you say for the artists to the kids, I feel like the kids are the future. And I just feel good to know that if it's just something for them to eat, a T-shirt, bouncy barbecue, a field day to pay for their buses to go to Six Flags, anything you could do to show these kids that somebody cares. Because when I was little, Tiny Archibald cared.
Yeah,
he gave me Converse sneakers. ML Carr cared, Magic Johnson cared. And I try to put myself, again, in those shoes and say, let me just be like them.
Yeah.
And that's the sports side and the give back side. And my city is good to me.
Yeah.
When I do my events, it's packed. I don't charge them nothing. I don't think I've ever had an event in Boston where I made somebody pay.
That's right.
Right?
I always felt like the person that sits outside the store on the stoop, you might not pay him no mind, her no mind, because they just look like they're not doing too well, but they know what corner to tell you not to go down.
Yeah.
So when I do my events and I'm going up in the store, I'm like, yo, Harry, we getting down at the park. Mike, I'm there. It feels good to see all walks of life want to come to the event, not just the fly girl or the fly guy, but the guy there that could save you from being in danger.
The streets be there.
The streets fish?
Yeah, be packed.
So that's what it is. And the kids in Boston, because if I don't do it, I don't know who else is going to do it. So I don't wait on nobody else.
Michael Bivins. Michael Bivins. One last thing. In the doc, and this is not one, we got 1,000 things we could talk about. You did a really great job, you and the team, with the doc. Like I said, I know Mike Biz since 83, before he knew me. I knew Mike. I like Mike. You know what I mean? Mike found his lane in the whole thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't so defined what his role was going to be, but
not at all.
But he was prominent in his role somehow. He figured that out. But I thought it was a great compliment when I saw Jay-Z in that concert footage that you posted in the middle of a concert. Oh, man. Saw you in the crowd. Yo, I felt it, bro. And he acknowledged things that you've been doing that I don't even think people knew you were doing at that time.
Yo, man, let me say this, man. What they call it, fan moment.
Yeah.
Got a fan moment, right? So I'm there, me, Trav, my cousin, and May. I'm short, so I'm standing in the chair. I can't see and shit. I'm like, yo. So I'm looking, you know, he's 4'4". You know what I mean, bro? He's 4'4", and I'm like, damn, this is my dude. I just like Jay. I like a lot of things about Jay. I like Emery. I like their whole crew.
The whole crew is dope. Yeah.
And so out of nowhere, right, sis? Yo, Mike Bev. Nigga, I'm looking around like he's me. Right? Then I look up at the screen, right, bro? He's like, yo, Mike Bev, man. Don't think we didn't recognize your contribution to this music shit, man. You was the first putting cats on. In the Boston Garden, sold out show. I just fell back like this. Right? Trav's like, hold up, bro, hold up, you're gonna fall. Right? Right, bro? I just fell back like this. I said, so Trav's like, stop talking to me. Yo, how did he see me? Yo, like, did he see me? He's like, yo, bro, he talked to you. I'm watching the show, right? And so another dude of mine, DP, he happened to take his phone out and film what they call that, the Jumbotron, right? Yeah. That's how I got the footage.
Oh my God.
Right, but in closing, let me say this. So where we at, Vaughn? We in our clearances, right? You know what that's like.
Yeah.
Yo. I sent and I'm going to Mike and I'm coming back to Jay. Stay with me.
Okay.
So they like, yo, we got to get the clearances to turn in the doc. So we call Larry over at Air Jordan. He sent it to the people that's over Mike. I get the footage from TNT I want to use with me and Mike shooting pool. My brother, if I say 24 hours, I could be lying. Cleared.
Michael Jordan.
Cleared. First one. Out of the whole lineup in that doc. Out of here. Stay with me. Then we going and going. Arsenio's people coming through. TNT came through. Everyone's coming through. I'm running around. My palms are sweating. I'm like, this is unbelievable. Right? And nobody's hitting me with nothing. I'm just getting cleared. Clear. July 4th, I'm dealing with Desiree and Jay's attorney. He's the last one. And I'm like, D, I really need this. He's the last. She said, Mike, hold tight. Sent to the paperwork. July 4th, I'm swimming in the back with 99. Mike, look at your email. Zat. Came through on a holiday.
Jay signed it on the 4th of July?
I say no lies.
Independence Day.
My gosh, Independence Day.
I think I hit Bessie, Von, Rico. I said, yo, he came. So I screenshotted it. And I screenshotted Mike. And I said to myself, you know, it's interesting to start off with Mike, to end with Jay, and everyone in between who's just as important. But it means a lot when someone lets you use their likeness. You could shoot anybody. But for them to say, go ahead for 17 seconds, you got that, I don't know too many people that's just going to agree with you to let you do what you want to do with their likeness. And I don't know too many documentaries old boy's been in. How many you think he's been in?
None.
What? Fade to Black.
I mean, his own. Yeah.
He's done like backstage and a tour documentary.
Now let's go to Mike though, sis.
Right.
How many times you seen Mike before Last Dance?
Rarely.
Didn't.
So we in there shooting pool, right?
Yeah.
He mad as hell because he don't like to lose.
Yeah, you got him
You
too.
know,
That
I
last
got him.
shot. Too.
He was hot.
You
Yo,
could have missed that
He
shot.
called me every name under the sun.
Did he?
Oh my
So
God.
it was like you was on the court.
Yes. I caught the real Michael Jordan that
Just
night.
one name. What do you
No,
call?
I'm not doing that
You're
to
not
Mike.
gonna
Even when I told the story in the doc, I described it how we talk. I said, no. What I say, Reek? I said, take that out. No, we can't do that to Mike. Can't do that to Mike. Right?
Take that out.
But what's so crazy, we was and I like we going overtime. It's like a basketball. This the fifth quarter here, sis. We going one more. We going one more, right?
Okay.
So we shooting pool at Alonzo Mourning's thing. I'm working for TNT, so I'm the face of TNT. The first year NBA.com is on the line.
Yeah.
So in 2008, NBA.com came to life. TNT didn't have a person to rev up the whole online. So if you was in New Orleans 2008 and hit NBA.com, it's my picture. Wow. I'm doing all the interviews that weekend. And part of the first event was me and Dave Levy, the president of TNT, playing a 2-on-2 pool game with Chris Paul and Michael Jordan. So that was a 2-on-2 game. But it's the Alonzo Mourning 8-ball thing. And Dave was like, yo, we got to get him. You know, Mike walks in, all the ladies just screaming. I was like, damn, that's Ralph. I'm like, looking. I was like, oh, it's like Ralph. You know, right? You know when you younger, the girls just, Ralph. You just sit there, you extra brushing your waves and shit. You like, she gonna notice my shit in a minute. This little slim nigga and shit, you know. Whatever. I love Rizzo. So, you know, he comes in, I'm like, damn. And listen, y'all, it was 10 tables, sis. Everybody left every other game and came to that one game. We had about 300 people watching.
Wow.
Word up. It was like, you know, sweaty palm on, you know, everything is like, oh, shit. And Dave, you know, he's just happy because of the tension. He's a behind-the-scenes guy. And we playing the game, man, and we got him. He was so mad. I had to play Mike again, outside the rules, one-on-one, because he couldn't leave. He didn't want to leave. He wanted my ass.
Is that why y'all played the one-on-one?
We went one more again. Ain't had nothing to, me and Dave's moving on to the next round. And so Mike was so hot, we had to get it again, and then he beat me, and then he was happy. Because, Yvonne, didn't we cut out him dancing the poison? He's doing the poison. I was like, Mike, what type of dance is that? He's doing some shit. He was dancing, smoking his cigar. And then I was like, you know what, King? Well deserved. And then that became a 5-minute special before the All-Star game Saturday. That's how I got the footage. They filmed everything, chopped it up. I narrated it until at 7 o'clock that Saturday. They played it for 5 minutes entirety. That was like a dream come true.
Yo, listen, Michael Bivins is his name. The Hustle of @617 Mike Biv premieres tomorrow on All Black AMC Networks.
Check it out.
Make sure y'all check it out. An encore run will be on WeTV Thursday, October the 5th.
Can I say this?
Yes.
Man? I just want to say to my partners, you know, Zodiac, who's been doing videos with Classic Concept, thank you for putting a battery in my pack to be this director. You know, I learned everything for you behind the camera, bro. And what you do for Southside, what you did for Lionel and Ralph McDaniels, man, you did for me. And I'm just happy that you're a part of me because you made it comfortable. And to Rico, you know, you're like my Dr. Dre. You've been with me since East Coast Family, man. I never have to worry about a mix, music, something being on time. I think you did a hell of a job of scoring the documentary, man. And you know, we going into 20, 30 years of this, man, and I just love you because you've been here with me. I never had to worry about music. Absolutely. And to Tribe, you know, we 617 boys all day, all
617.
night. You know what I mean? We represent the being, and to Yvonne, she cut the deal that got me to WeTV and to AMC. And thank you for just believing in me because you knew the cause that wasn't being returned. We knew we wasn't going to get a network's money. So I bankrolled it myself. You licensed the deal. So when I go home, this documentary is the first thing I ever owned. I'm still fighting to get my master's. Thank you.
Wow. Jesus.
Shout out to Ralph McDaniels
great,
and Lionel C. Martin, my teachers.
Rico, Fish, and Travis, y'all good dudes, man. Almost could have swore y'all grew up in Oakland.
Shout out, Swag.
Michael Bivins, we love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
I'm so happy you came up today, man. I slept well last night knowing I was going to speak with you today. I'm so proud of you. You've been an inspiration to me, my partner, King Tech, all of these guys that came out of Oakland. Y'all put that first album out in '83, bro.
Yes, yes. And I would say this to your family. You have a safe trip home. And the next New Edition concert, you're going to get a picture in the dressing room. So be beautiful. Make sure you put it in your living room. All 6 members is coming your way. That's family.
My cousin Imani, man. Thank you, bro.
All right.
And Mike, she's an attorney, so you can't go back on your word.
No. Listen, that ain't a clause. That's a red line.
There you go. Hey, man. Hey, shout out to Michael Bivins. Fish, congratulations. Rico,
brother.
Travis, congratulations. Yvonne, congratulations. The whole team, congratulations. The Hustle of 617 @617 Mike Biv with a perfect title. On All Black. Also, you can see it on WeTV Thursday, October the 5th.